Why do we have to do this with this thing?
Because it's part of the training. Because I'm teaching techniques that you don't have. Techniques you'll need to win the tournament. What, you think you can rely on that crane crap?
Well, I did pretty well with it last time.
Hey, wake up and smell the coffee, Mr. LaRusso. Last time you weren't listening to this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Reflux capacitor, fluxing, crew to stations. Scanning for The Karate Kid Part 3, 1989. Prepare to rewind in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I'm your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and mine, Paul, the master Terry Silver interrupter powers. In addition to Paul, we also welcome back aboard the hosts of the Peter Pan Syndrome podcast, where these Gen Y kids take you with them, second star to the right, and straight on to the movies from their childhood. We welcome back once again. It's been a pleasure. So sad to see this be the last time, but we're so glad to have back Alex and Ariana Ortiz.
Hello, I am Alex Ortiz. I am Mexican-American, third gen, born in Austin, Texas, and I was born in 1992. I'm here with my wife,
Ariana. I am also a Mexican-American, born in Austin, Texas, but I am first gen, and I was born in 1991.
Whoa, yeah.
Awesome. I hear that's a good year. Is that accurate?
It's the best year, actually.
Oh, the best year. Oh, okay.
Best year, I hear. I can confirm.
Awesome. And yeah, I wasn't trying to insinuate that you guys can never come back, by the way. We'd both be happy to have you back on. I just mean, I'm sad that this series of Karate Kids with you on is coming to an end.
Yeah.
But regardless, now they have a quick flyby of who we are. Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for the Karate Kid Part III?
All right. The Karate Kid Part III was released June 30th, 1989.
Power Rangers.
Runs an hour and 52 minutes and is rated PG. It was directed by John G. Avil. Dang it. I'm sorry, John. This is your third Karate Kid movie you directed, and I still can't pronounce your name.
You wanted us to cover Rocky. Jeez, Paul.
Yeah. It was written by Robert Mark Kamen, who also wrote Karate Kid 1 and 2, with lead stars being Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, Thomas Ian Griffith, and Robin Lively. The music was once again composed by Bill Conti. And all right, you ready for the box office trivia game?
I am ready. Alex and Ariana, are you guys ready?
Let's go.
All right,
Yes.
and chat, feel free to guess as well.
All right. The Karate Kid Part III was made for about $12 million and earned almost $40 million at the box office.
Ooh.
Worldwide. Given this,
that's
and the fact
worldwide?
that yeah. And given this, and the fact that it came out in the year 1989, how high do you think it ranks among the other movies from 1989?
Out of how many?
We'll go for top 50. It's in the top 50.
Top 50. Okay. Let's start with Alex. What's your guess?
I'm going to go 16 this time.
16. Ariana?
20.
20. All right. Let's see. Anyone in chat? I'm not seeing. 34 from
Where's Bobo
Ashley?
with 42? Come on,
Yeah, Bobo.
There we
42
go.
or 13. All right. I'm honestly, because 89 was such a crazy year, I'm just going to guess 50. I think it's at the bottom of that.
Wow.
Let's see.
Okay.
Beck says 12. Hold on. Beck says 12. Star Fox says 20. All right. So, Paul, what is the final answer for where Karate Kid Part III ranks?
35.
Oh, my gosh.
dang.
35. So, Ashley, with 34, you win this time. Good job, Ashley.
Good job.
35. Okay. That's decent. That's respectable, I suppose.
Yeah. Especially for 89 numbers.
Exactly. Well, thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind meld or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we will get into once Alice has located our target film.
Alert, alert. Approaching target. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I need your title.
The challenge,
There's nothing you got that I can't counter. Your karate's a joke.
the conflict,
What are you saying? You're not going to train me for the tournament?
For tournament. Cannot.
the trap, the friendship
No. Will you train me?
of a lifetime.
Hey.
The Karate Kid Part 3 opens June 30th at theaters everywhere.
That commercial definitely brings back some memories.
It does. You know what? I think you're right, Paul. It does bring back some memories about the Karate Kid Part 3. But to give you some context for the things we collectively remembered before our rewatch, here's your memory mind melt synopsis for the Karate Kid Part 3. Daniel gets yet another girlfriend who happens to be not quite human sister. I hope young Indiana Jones doesn't mind. What? So Hilary Swank becomes the Karate Kid. Meanwhile, Daniel rips out Miyagi's special cliff bonsai tree for no reason, so Miyagi mad. Hilary Swank babysits some kids while Daniel decides to join Terry Silver's Cobra Kai in spite of Miyagi. All new All Valley rule allows Daniel to cheat and automatically get into the finals without earning it, allowing Daniel to win another tournament for his collection. Meanwhile, Hilary Swank shoots kids with huge water gun after being sneaky and hiding it behind a newspaper. Yeah, that was definitely deceptive. No Hilary Swank in this one.
No,
but
not this one.
based on those memories, as flawed as they were, what rating did they lead you to predict for this film before rewatching it? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic?
I think Hilary Swank was in the medical one, the Karate Kid Part IV.
Yeah, there you go.
Gosh, Paul. It wasn't called that. It's just called The Next Karate Kid, Paul.
Oh, that's right.
Ariana, what was your prediction for Part 3?
I said tragic.
Tragic. Alex?
Yeah, I also thought tragic.
Whoa,
Paul?
2 for 2. I'm going to break the mold and say nostalgic.
Nostalgic. I'm going to reform the mold and say tragic as well. So
No classic
it
predictions here.
seems like we had some low expectations for this film, and it'll be interesting to see if those predictions come true. But first, let's get into the things we liked most about The Karate Kid Part I. Let's spin up our
Best 3.
best 3 things, and let's begin.
Come on, little man. Let's see how good you really are.
Yeah. Let's start with Ariana. What's one thing you liked about this film?
Jessica, actually.
The not love interest?
Yes, exactly. And that is
Yeah.
why I like her so much.
Yes, totally.
Because they kind of tried it, but she was like, I don't
Yeah,
like her.
exactly.
So, didn't amount to anything, but just a wonderful friendship.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I like to see.
Yeah, it was.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, absolutely.
tease.
I agree with you.
Yeah, he doesn't need yet another girlfriend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, they haven't been going too well.
Though it would have
Yeah,
been
he
kind
needs
of
a break.
cool if there was a girl named Amanda in this that would have seeded Cobra Kai in some way. But
Okay, but honestly, I was expecting actual Amanda to show up.
really?
Oh,
I was
yeah.
expecting that to
Amazing.
happen. It would have been wonderful.
Yes.
But it didn't
no.
happen, so I
Yeah.
guess I'll just...
but no. Why
Hold
can't
my
they
heart
think fourth
here.
dimensionally? These writers?
Right?
Exactly.
Francisco, can I piggyback off of that? Like,
Of course.
I also like Jessica. I
nice.
think she, besides tricking Daniel into a friend date, which was not cool.
I didn't trick him.
I thought she was pretty good. I thought her acting seemed really mature in my opinion, and I thought she was really sweet. And she can take a kick to the baby maker like a G.
Oh my gosh,
wow.
that hurt
Like
me.
Right?
any other girl would have been gone. After, she takes a kick in the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I would have been on the floor.
Everyone would have been
crying.
gone. Like, well, what am I still doing around you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like Jessica.
Jessica's
Totally,
pretty cool.
guys.
Well,
Paul, was there
Yeah,
a
with the-
character you gravitated to? Was it Jessica or someone else you liked?
well, yeah, but with the new cast as good as they were, I really appreciated the old cast coming back.
Yeah.
And with the mom coming back and the little cameos here and
Yes,
there
yeah.
of the old cast, it was really nice to see. And some of the flashbacks of Karate Kid 1 and 2 in this really help at the beginning. So it's nice that it definitely is a continuation of both, and I really enjoyed. It's not like these old Hollywood movies where they recast Macaulay Culkin Home Alone 3 or whatever. It's nice to have the original cast back.
Or these old Hollywood movies that start a dance number in a dragon's head that make no sense. I just don't know what to make of that.
Spielberg.
I'm sort of on board with you, Paul, in terms of the old cast. That's something that I liked, and in particular, I thought it was very emotional. And this probably has to do with just where I am at in my life these days. But Daniel coming clean to Miyagi about or just coming clean about like he joined Cobra Kai and just saying, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Miyagi," and then Mr. Miyagi like coming in and like saving Daniel from Kreese and Silver, like taking on all three of them was just
Yeah,
I love that. I love that he was like just so like whatever, come at me. I'm Mr. Miyagi over here.
Yeah.
Yes. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that yet.
Okay. He has Miyagi magic. Yeah.
There you go. Exactly.
But for the record,
There it is.
before we move on too far from it, Alex Pruitt from Home Alone 3 is a new character. He is not Kevin McAllister. He's not trying to be Kevin McAllister. He's a new character.
You know what?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Alex,
I thought that was
thank
off,
you.
Paul.
I've never seen Home Alone 3 or 4, 5, 6, however many beyond 2. So
Yeah.
that's the way it looked like it was advertised to me.
Oh, really?
So I didn't see it. So, but I appreciate the correction. Thank you.
It's okay. You don't have to watch it.
Okay, good.
You're not going to like it.
See, they should have got Kieran Culkin to be in Home Alone 3. I don't know. That's a missed opportunity right there.
Wasn't he in the second?
But he
or
was in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine, Paul.
what's-
Whatever.
What's Fuller doing here? It's a
Winning the
spin-off.
bed. Anyway, this isn't Home Alone. Anyway, back to Karate Kid Part 3. Let's go back to Ariana. What's something else you enjoyed about this film?
Something else that I enjoyed, seeing the contrast between Daniel and Mike's training. So you see how Daniel's training for the tournament is it's super calm. He's doing his kata and he's just like he's taking it in. He's focusing on the technique. But then you see Mike just being aggressive,
Like aggro,
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
oh, he's angry. He's trying to kill fake Daniel while he's
Right.
training. And you could just see the contrast in the characters as well as in the karate that they're training in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Enjoy that.
gosh. The what's his name? Barnes? Mike Barnes?
Yeah, Mike
whatever.
Barnes.
When he comes after Daniel in the tournament, like boom, 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 like when he
Oh,
first
yeah.
comes after, he is a threat. Like that is a genuine, if you're going to up the ante, like this guy upped the ante.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
He
Totally.
did an incredible job.
And just reading some of the trivia about him, he seemed like very committed to this role. He like wanted it so
Oh,
bad.
no.
He actually what?
He wasn't one of those method actors. He was like doing that
Well,
to everybody
as-
on set, right?
I don't know about that, but in his
Move
screen
out of the way,
test,
key grip.
or in his audition with Ralph Macchio, he actually got Ralph Macchio in a corner and wouldn't let go of him, like wouldn't let him out until I don't think it's till they gave him the part, but until like someone said cut or something. It's just he wasn't laying up about with it at all. So
Intimidating.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's scary.
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's not good for us.
You have to do things like that though if you want to act in Hollywood. I
Yeah, and
guess.
get sued.
Okay.
I think I'll stay in Texas.
It's funny that you said that, Ariana. It made me, and I haven't seen the whole thing, but I have seen the ending montage. It made me think very much of Rocky IV, where I don't know if either of you have seen that, but the Russian Vincent Drago,
He-Man.
Drago.
yeah, Drogo,
Yeah.
is like getting all like just like getting steroided up and doing all this like
Oh.
crazy
Yeah, it's getting
professional
juiced.
training. But Rocky's like,
Machines.
what was
It's
that?
all
Alex?
scientific.
It's all scientific with the machines and everything like that. It's all high tech, and then we switch over to Rocky. And he has the rocks and the wheelbarrow and
He's
the
on
cliff.
the farm.
Yeah. He's doing some Miyagi-Do training.
Exactly. So it's and Rocky IV, I just looked up, came out in '85, so it was a precursor to this. But was that also directed by John J. Avildsen? Paul?
Oh, you have a problem saying his name too?
No, I said it perfectly. Oh, that was directed by Stallone himself. Oh, wow. Well, that's cool.
Oh.
We love you, Sylvester Stallone.
Indeed. I mean, Arnold's better. But anyway.
Whoa.
Wait, what did he say?
I said Arnold's better. But oh no. In terms
Francisco,
of
why are you just giving me so many fighting words today? Like, first you're like, Lilo and Stitch stinks. Now you're like, Arnold is better. Like, what's happening?
In terms of movies and characters, I don't know about like their personal lives, but regardless, let's go to Paul next. What's something you enjoyed, Paul, about?
Oh my gosh.
Right,
This is kind of technical, but I so enjoyed that shot of Daniel and Miyagi on the mountaintop, and then it pulls away. It's got to be like on a helicopter.
Yeah.
Because
They
it
have
just
drones
keeps
back
pulling and pulling again, with them on the mountaintop against the ocean backdrop. That was an amazing shot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That very cool. Alex, was there anything technical like that really was one of your likes, or did something else really draw you into this film?
Actually, kind of, sort of, yeah. So to mix Adriana's and then Paul's, it's I think it was the kata being used in the final round to distract / disorient Barnes. I mean, I think it felt more natural compared to the drum move that we all laughed at in the last one. And it was showing Terry Silver that, the kata wasn't worthless, as Terry said.
Yes.
So I like that part.
I did
him focus.
That didn't make one of my likes, but yeah, I absolutely agree that it was cool that it made so much more sense, like you said, than the drums.
Yeah,
and
like they didn't shoe in a new move.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It was like, oh,
It
wow,
actually made more sense than a crane kick if you want to be technical about it.
Yeah, because I could see how that would confuse Barnes, who's all about just like aggression, and it's like, what craziness is this thing? I
It
don't know
would
what's going to
confuse
come at
me too.
Yeah, I loved the look. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
That's okay.
I loved the look on his face when he saw Daniel like just going move after move after move, and he was just like,
Exactly.
What's going on?
Yeah, I still don't know what kata is. So like that's why it's probably like really says something.
I don't know.
Well, a kata is just a series of moves that sort of trains your mind for a larger attack. It just sort of gets you in almost like the moves you would do if you're being attacked, but it's memory. It's muscle memory for the positions you'd want to hit.
It's kind of like stretching before going out in the game.
Okay, so it's kind of like yoga, where they all have like their own isolated moves, and you put them all together.
I think so.
You memorize it.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think something like that. And there's different. It's not all the same. Like I know, at the martial arts school I used to go to, you would learn different ones. There wasn't. I don't think they are called katas, but it was something like that, where they're just different. Or they're called palgays. It's just essentially different sets of moves that you learn. And
Yeah,
you go
most
through.
martial arts have that. Different names, yeah.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Anyway, something that I liked that was also sort of a technical thing, I guess, but it was very dramatic for whatever reason. I got so sucked into when the bonsai tree falls. And like, oh my gosh, oh, it's in the water. Oh crap, what's going to happen? Oh, get it. What are you doing? Come on.
Yeah.
I was feeling so like, so much care
That
for this
bonsai tree really added a lot of tension.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it
There
did.
was so much
Absolutely.
anxiety in that one scene. That's just oh gosh, that one. moment. Oh my gosh, even worse when Mike grabs it just in Daniel's face, and you just hear the crack. Oh,
Yeah.
hurt my soul.
So much for
But I
Jessica
love
knowing
the
how to
analogy.
repel.
I love the analogy between the tree and Daniel, how
Yes.
his life was snapped.
Yeah.
and, like,
Yeah.
out of
Yes.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
no.
actually one of my likes.
Oh, well, perfect. Did that
I'm
happen to
setting
be
you up. Here you go.
Did that happen to be your classic maker? Because we're to classic makers now.
Let me look.
Okay.
Yes, actually. I
Awesome.
love the metaphor.
Yes.
Because he's just so it's just like one thing after the other. He just cannot win for losing, and he's just lost a sense of who he is.
Yeah.
And Miyagi putting back the tree together and taping it together, and then seeing it at the end how it's flourishing. Like it has the buds again. Like this is what Daniel has to look forward to. This is the optimism that he needs in that moment to feel better about the mistakes that he's made, because he's a child.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I love that it reflects that he has deep roots, that it's not that there's more to him than just all this surface level stuff.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. There's a deeper character that can overcome. Yeah, for sure. Sort of not my classic maker is comes earlier than that, and it's more of a reflection of Mr. Miyagi. And it's when Daniel's sort of in the throes of Cobra Kai and just wants to is hiding everything, and Mr. Miyagi like looks at a picture of them and says, like, heart's empty without Daniel-san. And it's just that was just like so touching and sad, and I really felt for Mr. Miyagi in there. That really like touched a deep emotion for me. So that was
really cool, because the whole time I'm watching the series, I'm like, man, this is a one-sided friendship if I've ever seen one. And yeah, so hearing Miyagi say that, like he does care about Daniel.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, and he's very much like his son, it seems like.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, yeah. Let's go to Alex. Let's go to you. What's your classic maker for, I was about to say Cobra Kai, for Karate Kid Part 3.
Whoa.
My classic maker is Adriana might want to take off your headphones for this one. I really love Terry Silver in this.
Okay.
Man, he is turned up to 11. He's having such a good time in this movie. Here's my 3-part reason why he's awesome. Number one, well, I've already said the first one. But I really like the way the manipulation on Daniel. I believed Terry when he was like sticking up for Daniel, and I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, is he going to steal Daniel from Mr. Miyagi? Is he going to backtrack on his promise and take Daniel under his wing? Like, that's how much he was really protective over Daniel, and I believed it. And I also like the line at the end of the movie. I love it when he pounds him.
Oh my gosh!
Oh man. I love that audio. It's so good.
I'm not gonna make any comments.
All right.
Leave it at that.
I see. The problem with Ariana is that she doesn't really understand that a villain can be good at being a villain, and she just gets so emotional about it. You're like, that's fine. That's what they're supposed to do. They're the villain. And she just hates him so much.
Don't even come at me right now, bro, because we're gonna fight.
I mean, and you know what? I can understand that, Ariana. I mean, the villains in Lilo and Stitch just make that movie horrible. So I totally get it.
What?
I gotta go. No, that's not the problem. Like, there are plenty of villains that I love. I mean, Scar's amazing.
Yeah.
Loki, I love Loki. Who else do I like?
Wait. Loki is manipulative and charming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's Loki. There's Loki, and then there's Terry.
Yeah.
Well, so
Like,
Terry has a slimy quality to him that
Exactly.
maybe that's what you're reacting to. Which I can
the
see,
hair is slicked back in a ponytail.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's Loki.
See,
Oh my
okay,
God.
but he the whole time I was watching that movie, The Karate Kid 3, I was just thinking about the Green Ranger.
Really?
What's his
Oh, I could see that.
Tommy.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tommy
'cause-
Oliver.
Yeah, because all I remember, I mean, all I see when I'm looking at Karate Kid 3 is just the slicked back hair and the
I can see
ponytail.
that. Yeah.
And obviously he has the karate moves.
Yeah.
Like Tommy.
It's funny that you say that, because you know who I was thinking about the entire time I was looking at Terry Silver?
Who?
I was thinking about the bad guy from the first Three Ninjas. Did Three Ninjas steal
really?
all their villains from Karate Kid series?
I don't remember that one.
I love being a bad guy.
Gross.
But that the whole that Terry Silver reminded you of the Green Ranger. That's why this is the Karate Kid part. Aye.
There you go.
Anyway,
nice pool.
Paul, what's your classic maker? Was it Terry Silver as well? Did he was he such a ham of a villain for you, or something?
As well written, I agree as that villain is, because oh man, but mine is kind of ridiculous, and no one would probably ever agree with me.
Okay.
But the moment where Daniel is trying not to go into the tournament and these people are attacking him, and he's in the truck with Mr. Miyagi, and he's like, what are we going to do about it? And Miyagi just starts singing. Like, I don't care. Like, forget about it. I'm like, yes, that's the right attitude.
Yeah.
Move on.
Mm-hmm.
That was my classic maker. I love that moment.
You know what? I totally forgot about that sort of arc of Daniel where he's just doing everything he can to avoid it because he's like, yeah, I don't want to do this. This doesn't matter to me. That was really good on his part. I hate that he was sort of put in a corner in the bottom of a ravine to sign the papers, but at the same I'll get to that later. But doesn't
Daniel actually not want to, or is he just trying to keep his promise to Miyagi that I'm not going to do it because I told him?
It's a struggle.
Bit both. Yeah, there's there is an internal conflict. Like it's almost like he knows he can see Mr. Miyagi's wisdom in that, but at the same time it's like
which I don't. But anyway,
okay.
Did you also forget something else, Francisco?
Oh, you know what, Paul? There was something else I forgot. Spirit Blade Productions. Since 2006, Peter Franson has been operating Spirit Blade Productions to create entertainment and resources that equip, encourage, and inspire Christian geeks. And soon after starting this indie studio, Peter expanded to include a ton more content and community under the banner of Christian Geek Central. I am personally a big fan of what Peter is doing, and you can join me in supporting him on Patreon so that we can help keep this ministry going and growing. Not to mention, your support can unlock fun rewards for you to enjoy. Head over to patreon.com/Spirit Blade Productions for all the details.
That's great. I love Peter and his enthusiasm, and when he's on the show, it's great. You guys should check him out. But Francisco, what does that have to do with the Karate Kid part? Ay.
Well, I'll tell you, Paul, in the Spirit Blade audio drama trilogy, much like Karate Kid is a trilogy, I guess there's a fourth one, but hey, we're not going there. But in that trilogy, there are characters that change sides, much like Daniel. Goes from Miyagi-Do to Cobra Kai to back, and so there are elements like that. Or like Sato starts as Sato-Do, and then I don't know what it was, but you know what I mean. they flip sides. So there's characters like that in this audio drama. So that's how it's similar. Yeah.
Oh, cool. So stay tuned for more flip-flops from Spirit Blade Productions.
Okay.
But let's talk more about Karate Kid 3.
You know what? Maybe I can bring us back into that with some trivia. Would that sound good to you, Paul?
That would work. Yeah.
Okay, good. So how about this for size, guys? Did you all realize that this film is the debut of Thomas Ian Griffith, who we were just talking about? It plays Terry Silver, and he portrays a Vietnam veteran. In real life, Griffith was only 13 years old when the Vietnam War ended. In fact, at the time of this movie, Karate Kid Part I, when it was made, Thomas was 4 months younger than Ralph Macchio, who played a teenager.
Man.
Wow. That actually goes into something I'm going to talk about later. It makes sense now. Okay.
But yeah, I know. He seems older. I think it's just a height difference or something.
So yeah.
But
all right.
Yeah,
Ralph Macchio was about 27, 28 at the time of this filming, around there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to bring up the reason why
he was 26 or 27.
He didn't have a love interest.
In this movie.
Okay.
There is.
And that's because I didn't know this before, but Blake Lively was only 16.
Yeah, and he felt weird about having a love interest.
And executives were like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Have
Exactly.
So that's a huge age difference in all these actors. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now,
that's crazy to me still that Terry Silver is the same age as Daniel.
Well, that's true. He always looks way younger than.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Anyway, my question to you guys is,
you have a question.
What actor? Yeah, I do. What actor or actress are you surprised to find out that they're the same age as you? And I gave you a link so you could go and look. So, what actor or actress? Let's start with Paul. Are you surprised is your age? And you can share your age. You don't have to, but you can if you want.
The top two that were on the link that you gave us. Mm-hmm. I was really surprised to find out that John Cena and Kanye West is the same age as me.
Really?
Oh, nice.
We could be hanging around together.
Oh, crazy.
Wow.
Okay. How about you, Ariana?
I have a couple actually.
Okay. Yeah.
Dylan O'Brien and Tyler Posey.
I don't know who they are.
They were like the stars, whatever, of the MTV's Teen Wolf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nephew watched it on. He was like, "You gotta watch this with me." I thought they were way younger than me, but no, they're both 29.
Oh, wow.
And then Emma Roberts, I thought she was older. Actually,
Was it Roberts?
Emma Roberts. Oh gosh,
Well,
She's
I
that
think she
one
played
hot chick from
Nancy
that one hot
Drew.
show.
oh, which Nancy Drew?
like the one we were in high school.
Oh, okay.
She's Julia Roberts' niece.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to show you a picture.
That's fine.
You're the same
And
age as
then
Julia Roberts.
Oh, my gosh.
yes, actually.
Wow, that is surprising.
And then Logan Lerman, he is Percy Jackson.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Okay. Cool.
I was surprised. I saw a picture of him now in
Mm-hmm.
2021, I guess, and he's like all gray hair, just
Oh, really?
gray, like
Oh, he's
his
crazy.
beard. It's all gray, and I'm like, this man has to be
Yeah.
way older than me. But no, he's 29.
Wow.
nice.
All right.
Amazing.
And Alex, how about you?
I stalked myself on Facebook just to find this post for y'all. On June 24, 2019, I made a post that says, "When you realize you're older than Cardi B, and then it's Scott Calvin growing the big white beard." I was shocked that I was older than Cardi B. What? Are you shocked too?
What?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? We're both going to turn 29 this year.
Oh, that's cute. I'm
Yeah.
being 30.
Okay, sure, whatever. So,
I'm gonna be 30 this year.
yeah, I mean, that's pretty awesome, if you ask me.
That's crazy. She's younger than us.
Yeah. By 2 months for me, you know.
Okay. But still you're relatively close, but still.
Yeah,
Okay,
and she was in
great.
Hustler, so I consider her an actress.
Yeah. For sure.
All right, Francisco. I'm not going to let this one go without you answering it.
Oh, you want me to answer? Oh, thank
If
you.
you
Well,
don't
that's
mind.
very kind of you to suggest. So I'll tell you guys, I pretend, okay, I'll let it slide here. I pretend
That
to be
you're an
a
old
captain. Bite me, Paul. To be a captain of this ship called the Pod, the Retro Rewind Pod. And that's great, but I could have pretended to be the captain of the USS Enterprise Kelvin universe because Chris Pine is my age.
Whoa.
Wow.
Or even better, I could have taken the One Ring to Mordor because Elijah Wood is also my age of 40.
Oh.
I mean, I'm going to turn 40 this year, so
Yeah.
I will look
Nice.
for 4-year-olds.
That's
That's cool.
pretty
That,
cool.
that is
We love you, Chris Pine.
What was that?
Chris Pine's pretty cool.
We love you, Chris Pine.
Chris Pine is cool.
We have this Christmas tree, and we decorated with blue and silver ornaments. And I printed out a picture of Chris Pine in a blue suit, and now we have a Chris Pine.
It's a Vine joke.
It's a fine joke.
It's a pine tree.
It's a Chris Pine.
It's Chris Pine.
Oh my god. Also for those one more bonus for those Boy Meets World fans, Ben Savage is also my age. So there
What?
you go.
I saw him at an airport once.
You met him at an airport once?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
LAX, baby.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, all you guys are, I love it in chat. You guys are all adding to this conversation. That's fantastic.
All right, that was fun trivia, Francisco. And I have the answer to our last audience question that I'm not going to allow you to say thank you to. What is your favorite power/rock ballad from a movie?
And we actually had a couple answers, and the one who won
cool.
was from Bobo. That's our Bobo here in chat, or Dave Bobke. He said, "There's no easy way out from Rocky IV."
Hey. Good choice.
So thank you so much, Bobo. You are currently a Fourth Dimensional fan, though. So if you have someone else you'd like to donate your 1 month of 40 Fourth Dimensional fandom to, let me know, and then we can make that happen. But thank you so much for emailing in with your answer.
Now, here's this episode's listener question. Which Karate Kid film is your favorite? We will accept answers between Rocky, No, Karate Kid. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next Karate Kid, and even the remake with the Smith family.
Nice.
So
okay.
you have 5 to choose from. Which is your favorite?
Awesome. So thank you, Paul. Send your answers to that question of your favorite Karate Kid movie to trivia@retrorewindpodcast.com. By the time we record the next episode, usually gives you a week and a couple days. But now that we have all had some trivial fun, let's skip memories and get to the worst parts of Karate Kid Part 3 because we didn't get any listener memories this time. So
actually,
let's bring up what actually, Paul?
We did get one.
Of course we did.
At the last minute.
Of course. Well, will you read it for us, please?
Daryl Hafner writes in and says, definitely a tragic movie.
Whoa.
I think they decided they were going to have a third movie, no matter what. Very poor plot. Danny was getting his butt kicked at the end. Plus, the other kids should have been disqualified long before the last punch. The crowd seemed to be fine with what was happening until Danny won. Then they finally seemed upset with everything.
Yeah, because it was according to the script. But yeah, Daryl's comment pretty much leads us right into our dislike section, the things we hated most about the Karate Kid Part I. So let's spin up our worst 3 things.
Now the real pain begins, Danny boy.
On your line.
Speaking of that guy, Terry Silver.
I love when he pounds him.
So, as much as I do love, I will agree with you, Alex. He hams it up so much. Thomas Ian Griffin, whichever one it is, who plays Terry Silver. He does an amazing job of hamming up that character. But my gosh, it doesn't make any sense to me why this wealthy guy would care so much about revenge and just flagrantly be about it.
Business.
Yeah, rich people are bored, Avi.
Yeah.
That's where Karen's came from.
Oh my God. Wow. Not stereotyping at all there, Alex.
Yeah, no, really not.
Well then, I was gonna say, because I think it's just fun for him to be a bully.
I mean,
also he's like, Kreese, I owe you one or whatever.
Yeah.
For life. Cobra Kai for life.
I guess, guys. I don't know. It just seemed like way out there for him to be. I mean, I could see if he's doing it in sort of like hiding it, like from his like housekeepers and stuff. But no, he's just like out there, just whatever. I don't care who knows. It just seems
more fun to be yourself.
All right, fine.
We're all planning it together.
Yeah.
Fine. Ariana, what's something you didn't like about Karate Kid Part 3?
Daniel deciding to go and get Mr. Miyagi's bonsai tree.
Oh, yeah.
Because
What the heck, Daniel?
I don't think he fully understood the significance of Mr. Miyagi planting that tree so far away to where nobody would have access to it. And
I don't think Mr. Miyagi fully understands the value of $10,000.
Yeah.
Well,
probably not.
I guess there's that.
But I mean, I'm sure there was an emotional reason as to why he did it.
Yes.
He didn't have to tell Daniel what that reason was. Daniel just needed to respect that, hey, he planted this tree there for a reason. Maybe you should leave it there.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that Jennifer was trying to be the voice of reason, though. She was like, my guy, what are you doing? Maybe don't do that. Are you sure he's going to be okay with this?
So don't let him use your equipment to go get it.
Well, she's trying to be a nice friend, I think. I think he's using some reasoning as to like, well, we got to save this business and this is the only way.
Yeah, and she's trying to help.
Yeah.
I just feel like that wasn't the only way. Like, he's coming from a family where I mean, they're not a high means family.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's probably had to have been things that they had to do to get by, and it maybe selling the most precious thing that you have might not have been one of them.
Yeah. And I think what Miyagi did in selling the truck to get more stock was perfect. And yeah, it's like, see, Daniel, this is why you shouldn't be so hot-headed.
Yeah.
Carries on later.
Yes.
30 years later, but whatever.
Yes.
I totally agree with you, Ariana. Yeah, that was really almost heartbreaking that he decided to go do that, even though he had good intentions, but those good intentions weren't wise. Let's go to Alex next. What's something you didn't like?
Ooh, I did not like Daniel choosing to rip out the special cliff bonsai tree. Come on.
I feel like I just heard this.
I mean, Miyagi has 3 additional cars he'd probably rather part with than the special cliff tree.
Totally.
Like as Adriana was saying.
Yeah, Daniel, sell your car.
Yeah. Why don't you sell your car, Daniel, if you really wanted to?
Yeah, the one that Allie wrecked.
That you got for free. Thank you.
Right.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely frustrating.
And then his reaction to Mr. Miyagi selling the car also was not great. Like, he was like, why didn't you tell me? He's a grown man. He can do whatever he wants.
Exactly, right? I think he was more like he was upset about what happened, the mistake he made, and so he was trying to pass off the blame. But he had no ground to stand on there.
Which I will give Daniel credit. He was trying. That's very mature to realize your mistake as quickly as he did. Most people I know would try to, brush it off and be angry at the people around him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Not a dislike. I'm so sorry. Not a dislike, but Mr. Miyagi's face when he sees the tree in Daniel's hand.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh, why? What's happening? Oh gosh.
And what I loved is that he wasn't mad at Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was he was asking what happened. Yeah.
He just
fixing the problem.
He went into it. He's like, let's get this together. Let's just give me this, give me that. Let's do it. We got this problem solved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Paul, was the whole him taking the bonsai thing something that you disliked as well, or was there something else?
No, something else that you mentioned before.
No, go ahead.
Was Terry Silver and Mike Barnes are probably 5 years difference there? They almost look like the same age to me. I mean, it was hard for me to believe this guy was in Vietnam, but some people age better than others.
Sure.
But
apparently, I age great.
Yeah, but and with Silver's hair slicked back, where you can't, if he's looking straight on, you can't see the ponytail. And Mike Barnes the same way. He has his hair slicked back. They look too similar to me. It's kind of like, can't you vary your villains here a little bit more?
Okay.
It's just, both actors I think did great. I just the look, I thought it was too similar. And speaking of similar, why do you name John Kreese, Johnny, the same villain name as Karate Kid 1, Johnny in the first one? Now, it's like, why all the similarity? Get variety.
I don't know. It's a pretty common name.
That's true.
I had a thought.
You know someone very close that's named John Paul.
Yeah. Paul John.
No, I mean...
And my middle name's John.
Yes, exactly.
My dad's name's John.
Exactly.
My uncle's name's John. Yes, I know a lot of Johns.
So there you go.
But I don't go around going, Johnny. Come on.
And before Adriana gets into hers, I thought they were different enough, for the record.
All right.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm racist. I'm sorry.
What?
All white people look the same to me.
Wow. When their hair slicked back,
Oh gosh.
Let's go back to Alex. What's something you did?
Oh, Adriana had something before I
okay, go for it.
Honestly, I can't remember.
Okay.
So we can move on.
Okay. Go for it, Alex.
Okay. I did not like Miyagi not training Daniel for the tournament. I mean, yes, it is partly Daniel's fault for not properly explaining the situation to Miyagi, but I think Barnes targeting Daniel is kind of a bet, maybe not a better reason, but probably on the same level of getting picked on by Johnny and the rest of Cobra Kai. I mean, you're being attacked at your store, at your place of work. I mean, if this guy wants your title, I mean, just Miyagi teach me or something like that.
Maybe the difference is that Daniel should know how to defend himself at this point, and it shouldn't have to be at the tournament.
Well, you never stop learning,
Right, of course, but
that's true. And that's why he teaches him the kata on top of the mountain, so he's still teaching him, but it's just not tournament focused. But I could see how it's like, oh, they're wanting this thing, so can you help me with this?
Great.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to have to kind of disagree with you, Alex,
okay,
but while agreeing with you. I understand. Yeah, well, why doesn't he teach? But that gets into my other dislike that I'll talk about later.
Okay, well, before we get there, I have something related to Mr. Miyagi I didn't like, which was
please tell.
This is what just too much Deus Ex Machina. It seems like Mr. Miyagi's always there when Daniel is in too much trouble. When he's in too deep, Mr. Miyagi's there. That's either Mr. Miyagi's stalking him, or it's just too.
No, Daniel told him, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Silver and say I'm out." And he's like, right now it's the middle of the night.
Yeah,
like, I'm going. And so Miyagi saw that and was like, okay, this could lead to trouble.
Yeah,
that's why.
And then when Chosen is attacking him, and he shows up when Johnny.
There were several times where Chosen attacked him.
It's a small village.
It's a small village. That's why I love you.
Yeah,
it's a small village.
Fine,
people
guys.
know people.
Okay, fine.
I see your point, Francisco.
It just seems
but no, it does make sense.
Miyagi is, everywhere. He's on the president.
There's that Miyagi magic. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that was just something incidental about him. I like Mr. Miyagi a ton. So that's just something, though, that seemed too much like a script problem rather than Mr. Miyagi. But
speaking of script problems, here's one. They're at the bottom of the ravine. And they're going to trust people to pull them up? No, you just hold on to the road and pull yourselves up. Why would they trust people who are threatening them and already tried to beat them up? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because wouldn't they have to pull themselves up anyway if no one was up there?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how do they know he signed it or didn't sign it? They just took his word for it.
And didn't they need Miyagi's signature too? Like
I
don't know.
Think so.
Because why was Daniel asking Miyagi's for his signature?
For him to be represented by him. Train him.
That's right.
But if he wasn't going to train him, he doesn't need he could be
unaffiliated.
Yeah.
I don't know. Under 18, I think he kind of needs some waiver signed or something. I don't know.
I don't think he's under 18 anymore because he's about to start college.
But it's called the Under 18.
Under 18 All Valley.
Well, have you seen Mike Barnes? He's like 25.
Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, there's no way Mike Barnes is going to get 50% of a Cobra Kai dojo,
I was thinking about that
the valley
too.
And be under 18 for,
Look,
come on.
When you're rich, you're rich. You can afford to give somebody 50%.
Oh, that's true. It's for his college fund. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Something and I forgot.
Well, it is back to you, though, Ariana. So what's something else you disliked?
I did not like Terry teaching Daniel some karate moves at Mr. Miyagi's house.
Oh,
I really like that part.
I did too.
It's a cool part. It's a cool part. I'm not gonna play it down. It was cool to watch him not be great at sweeping, but it just something about it just felt disrespectful to me.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if it because in my head I'm still thinking about in Cobra Kai how it's Miyagi-Do. That's Daniel's dojo. It's Mr. Miyagi's.
That's true.
It's a special place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Terry just comes in and he's like, "Yo, let me show you this move because I'm cool."
Yeah, but I think it was because it was off the yes. In the grand scheme of things, you're absolutely 100% right, Ariana. Like he was being manipulative, but if you're in the moment and you think, "Hey, this guy just came here and he's helping me, defend off an attacker," and then, "Hey, let me just show you real quick if that ever happens again."
Yeah,
that in itself is fine. But I agree with you, Ariana. In the grand scheme of things, he was not there to help, and it's not only an insult. Yeah, it's definitely an insult to their dojo.
Yeah,
the whole thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, those are good dislikes, guys. But there's got to be something you hate most about.
Sorry, can I squeeze in one more dislike?
Real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. The
bonus.
The ending tournament was really unsatisfying. I mean, I think someone said it already, but Barnes can win at any time, but he's intentionally shaving points just to beat on Daniel longer. Yeah. So I wasn't a fan of the tournament.
Yeah, well, that was some cheating going on.
I don't know if it was cheating, but I mean, it's almost like part of me is like, well, it serves you right. You should have just won outright because you could have, and then you would have gotten your 50% dojos or whatever. But no, you want to make it like glamorous.
No, but he was being told to, hey, you get a point, you lose a point. You get a point, you lose a point for the full 3 minutes until it's time for sudden death. So he was being told to do that. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
it's a good strategy.
That's Terry's hubris as well. So anyway.
That was the end of my dislikes.
I'm not saying it's a great strategy for anyone to emulate. I'm just saying, as strategies go, in and of itself,
losing's a strategy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the worst strategies, the worst parts of Karate Kid, part I. Let's begin with Ariana.
Okay. I'm a little bit ashamed of how I wrote this out. Okay. So please just remember that I am a kind person.
Okay, yeah.
We'll be the judge of that.
So
let's get unkind.
My, I don't like this.
Okay.
Terry Silver.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My notes say Terry being literally a piece of trash and much worse sadist than Kreese.
Whoa.
Wow.
Interesting.
Those are harsh words. Yeah.
So
but yeah.
I do agree that he is a good villain. He was written out well.
Mm-hmm.
Just to me, emotionally, like Alex said, it just, it was gross. It was gross to see him.
Totally.
Because you can see him enjoying every single moment of planning the demise of Daniel and Mr. Miyagi.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, don't worry. He's going to be in pain. And then when he's in pain, XYZ and blah, blah, blah. And he enjoys watching Daniel hurt his foot while he's training. He enjoys watching Daniel make his hand bleed.
Mm-hmm.
He enjoys watching him hurt his elbow. It's just, it's so much worse than actually watching Kreese throughout all the movies and through the Cobra Kai series. It just it feels completely wrong to see this on screen.
Mm-hmm.
To me.
That was scary when Kreese came out of nowhere.
Did not enjoy it.
That was hilarious. I would disagree with you. I think that Terry, he's enjoying it. He's having fun. Whereas Kreese, he has fire in his eyes and he really, really hates Miyagi and Daniel. And I just think of Terry as this kid with a magnifying glass, like burning his toys or something like that.
Okay.
You know?
He's not Sid. But the whole thing though is Kreese has a reason to strongly just hate Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Like he felt humiliated when he hurt himself.
Mm-hmm.
Terry is literally just an outsider looking in. He was like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll take care of them for you. He has no emotional connection to this whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's just hurting them to hurt them.
Yeah.
And he's enjoying it.
Yeah. So he's like a sadist, essentially. Yeah.
Which is what my note said. That's why I said, remember, I'm a kind person.
You could.
It's okay.
I mean, I think that just underlines your kindness in that you see this as such evil, Ariana. So that's totally understandable that you would classify this character that way. No, I don't think that any apology is necessary. Except Paul, I'm sure whatever your tragic maker is, you have to apologize for it. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I just don't understand why Daniel and Miyagi agree to fight in the tournament. Okay, given the fact you're right, Alex, I don't understand why Miyagi didn't train him. But once you have that established, why do they agree to fight in the tournament? Because they give this, I'll play the line, okay?
We have an agenda here, Daniel. It's really very simple.
You guys crazy. Either you fight one fight on one day, or you fight every day for the rest of your life.
What's it gonna be, Danny boy?
It's gonna be, I'm not gonna be there. So just forget about it, all right?
He said, that's very compelling. Look, we'll fight you every day. But he says, no, forget you.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, after that, Miyagi comes in and beats them all up. And then instead of proving the point, look, I'm not going to be in the tournament because Miyagi just beat you up. It's good. It's like, okay, now we're both going to be like in this. Now I'm going to be in the tournament and Miyagi is going to train me. They did a flip based. I don't understand the motivation behind it all. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. You know, I'll just pause real our sort of dislike section real quick for some other trivia that I read. So again, this is IMDb trivia. Take it with a grain of salt. But apparently both Ralph Macchio and either some of the producers or the director really felt like this script was underbaked. There wasn't a lot there. There should have been a lot more. There's like rewritten, or there's just a lot not working with it. And so I think this definitely plays to that. There's definitely some themes like the symbolism of Daniel and the bonsai tree. That's great, but yeah, some things like this, that just don't make any sense. I agree, Paul. It's very strange. And that goes right into some a similar tragic maker that I have, which is Daniel is this like he's more experienced at this point than in Karate Kid 1 or 2, and how I don't get how he doesn't understand. I mean, eventually he comes to like accepting this from Mr. Miyagi, but I don't get how he doesn't understand that karate is used for defense, to defend your honor and life. And that means something, but when used to defend a plastic trophy, that means nothing. How does he not understand that after all he's been through? That should be blatantly obvious that's what.
Because he wants it.
Yeah, he's still a kid. He's, this is the only thing he's had.
That's like saying, okay, Francisco, Nintendo games are just a waste of time. They don't really provide you any good benefit in life. But you know what? You can't play Nintendo anymore. No, I still want to play Nintendo, even though there's like no, you know what I mean? That's still something he wants to hold on to.
That's the false analogy. The correct analogy.
Restate the correct analogy.
You can only play Nintendo games for self just satisfaction. You're not playing in the Nintendo tournament and the Wizard. You're just playing for the pure enjoyment of playing Nintendo. That would be the proper analogy. And that'd be like, all right, I guess I could just play it for the enjoyment of it.
No.
But going back to my dislike, I feel like once it wasn't about the plastic metal trophy anymore, when it was about, getting this guy off your back, I thought that Miyagi would be, a little bit more open to going back into the tournament. And just him saying no, it just didn't feel like that's something he should have, been about.
Well, what's the thing that they really, really shouldn't have done in this film? Alex, finish this off with your tragic maker.
Daniel using his college money to pay for Mr. Miyagi's little trees.
Oh, that was lame.
I hated that so much. And
I don't get this. I think that's great. You want to start a business? That's fine.
I mean, okay, because I feel like Daniel was kind of doing it for himself and just kind of saying it was for Miyagi because he was really hyped about it, and he was using Miyagi's dream as like a push to like, hey, I want to do this too. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, on a personal level, I feel like the people that I could be wrong. I mean, I'm only one person. I've only done one thing in my life, but I feel like when you take that year break between high school and college, you do. You lose the momentum, and you may never go back to college. And I feel like
He'll probably just wind up as a used car salesman or something.
He sells new cars too,
or that too.
Yeah, and
93 Dodge Caravans, but still.
Which, sorry to interrupt you, but in this moment where Daniel is showing Mr. Miyagi what the space actually looks like, you can see the salesman in him. Because he's like, oh, we can do this. Oh, imagine that. Oh, this is fine. This is just yours. So you can just do whatever you want. And it's like.
And I look at him and say, look how full of crap you are.
Exactly.
This place is worse than.
Yeah. And then when Miyagi like starts to come around to the store, I feel like he's playing it off in the end just to kind of save Daniel some feelings. I'm like, Miyagi's like, okay, he spent this money. We can't get it back. I'm just going to pretend to be happy, and, we'll just take this as a positive.
I think he was happy. I think he was disappointed.
But I can see what you're saying, Alex.
He was disappointed that Daniel used his college money that he worked so hard to earn.
Yeah.
I was about to ask, the thing is, where did he get that college money?
From the ice thing, I thought.
Okay, Mr. Miyagi bet, and he gave him the winning bet and said, use this for college.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So, and now, But that was to replace Daniel's college money from joining him in Okinawa. And 2, so where did he originally get that money from? Like his mom. Either way, I agree with you, Alex. It's not his decision what to do with that money, really.
I could see that, guys.
But somebody left that money in his care, so he spent it.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Well, guys, now that we've entered all our targeting information into the firing computer, Alice, do you have a firing solution for us?
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo at the ready. On your mark.
I have a prediction for what this will go like, but it's time for the moment of truth, guys. Do we rate The Karate Kid Part I a classic? We'd recommend anyone go see this film, whether or not they've seen it before. A nostalgic, it's worth your time to revisit if you saw it as a kid or a youth, and it's a ute, and you remember it fondly. It'd be worth your time to revisit it. Or a tragic, it's not worth anyone's time today. If you've never seen it, keep it that way. And if you have seen it and remember it fondly, don't sully those memories with a rewatch. So, classic, nostalgic, tragic. Let's start with Ariana. What is your final rating for The Karate Kid Part 3?
Nostalgic.
Oh, really? Nostalgic. Okay, so you raised it from tragic. What sort of made it better for you than you remembered?
Well, I actually did not remember Karate Kid 3 at all.
Oh,
so
really?
I didn't know if I've actually watched it before. So I was like, if I don't remember it, it probably wasn't that great. But after watching it, there are parts of it that I did enjoy a lot. I would not force my children to watch it.
Okay.
But if they happen upon it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fair. That makes perfect sense. Alex, how about you? You predicted tragic. What's your final rating?
I'm going to rate it nostalgic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's not great, but at least it felt like a Karate Kid movie versus what I felt when I watched Part 2. And I just think,
really? Okay.
Just Terry Silver was hilarious, and it was cool. And we were back, and we were back in Reseda. We were back, and we had bonsai trees, and we had karate. We had a tournament, and it was just fun.
Yeah, there's no karate or bonsai trees in Part 2. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a tournament.
No, there's a
there
drum
was
move.
at the beginning when he honked his nose.
Okay, but here's the thing.
We're giving you a hard time, Alex. We're giving you a hard time. Yeah.
I almost said it in Part 2, but I was like, I feel like Part 2 doesn't even really start until they're actually on the plane to Okinawa.
Yeah.
But I let it be in the last episode.
I don't know. I miss Johnny.
Yeah.
I'm there with
Johnny.
you. Johnny. Not that Johnny, Paul. But Paul, what was your final rating? You had predicted nostalgic. Did it stay that way or move up or down for you?
Paul from the future here.
Oh my gosh.
So, what I was gonna rate this a tragic, but I'm just coming from the reviewing of Cobra Kai season 1, 2, and 3 for the patrons. If you're a patron, make sure you check those out. But I wanted to say this: if you're gonna enjoy Cobra Kai, which I recommend that you go and watch it, you're gonna need to watch this film to really get the most out of it. So instead of a tragic, I'm gonna go ahead and rate this nostalgic. It's not a classic. You don't have to watch, but I would say that definitely for Cobra Kai reasons, which you got to check out to watch it. All right. I'm going to go back to the future.
Okay. Thanks, Paul, from the future. All right. So that's 3 nostalgic. So really, you don't need to really have my rating, but it wouldn't be Retro Rewind Pod without the captain's rating. And I'm not going to go soft like my XO here and put into perspective other films or other properties. I'm going to rate it on its own merits. And for me, it's still a tragic. I did not think this was up to snuff for a Karate
What about the
Kid.
bonsai tree?
That part is great. Like, this is not like the worst movie ever. This is no Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but
True.
It's still. I sense that true is not really in true with what I'm thinking. But regardless, I wish it was better. I thought 1 and 2 were both classics, so this one definitely was a big step down for me. But according to the Retro Rewind podcast, we rate The Karate Kid Part 3 a disputed nostalgic film. We'd recommend if you've seen it as a kid or before, it's worth your time to go and revisit again. But now it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
20XX?
Every time.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Baby.
Feels good to be back, but we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 1989 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflux capacitors, namely Jared Holzhauer, Deborah Powers, Brian Keaton, Patrick Hicks, LJ Lowry, Chris Cowan, the Feelin' Film Podcast, Chris Owens, Geek Devotions, The Untold Podcast, Mrs. Lomax, James Kennison, The Dapper Man, Drew of the Cellcast, Ashley Cronenbitter, Pastor Deucin, Kennethan, Redeemed Utaku, Ryan Lingle, That's Our Babo, Josh Adams, and D. Tungsten, in addition to 5 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you all so much for making me run out of air there. And also for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying for as little as $1 a month and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to help us grow via Patreon, Subscribestar, or PayPal.
This stream is sponsored by PaulJPowers.com.
And while we're thanking our supporters, we also want to give a big Miyagi-Do bear hug to our subscribers on Twitch, and maybe not Twitch. Yes, Twitch.
To our our fourth dimensional fans on Twitch, where you can, for $4 a month, either a one-off, 1 monthly donation, or if you subscribe monthly for $4, you get to have all these fun little things on screen during our Twitch streams or our YouTube and Facebook streams. They all pretty much work across those, where you can make the screen go black and white, or you can make cows pop up and spin wheels. It's ridiculous and fun, but you are able to trigger any of those if you are a fourth dimensional fan for $4 a month. But what if you don't have the extra cash every month for Twitch or Patreon, but still want to support us? You could buy our merch, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, but even better than that is sharing your favorite episode of this podcast with a friend. Whether you listen for the banter, the trivial tidbits, or the occasional insight, which usually comes from our guests. We would love more people to enjoy Retro Rewind Podcast for the same reason you do. So please be kind and share Retro Rewind.
You want to get beaten because of a little pain, be my guest. I can't be a part of that. I make wimps into winners, not the other way around. I'm wasting my time.
But you're not going to waste your time by going to retrorewindpodcast.com/219, which is the place to find timestamps for this episode, links to contact us, and links for voting on the movies you want us to review. But that's not the only place you can reach us. Paul, where else can people find the show, and also yourself?
PaulJPowers.com. You can find me and the podcast there, and you can feel free to talk to us or share anything you find funny that's 15 years or older on our social media. We are Retro Rewind Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can join our Discord server and go to retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord. Also, I mentioned we are on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook Live. You can watch us live and chat with us like these fine folks are doing right now as we play. Well, we're playing, but we're also recording podcasts. And sometimes Francisco does retro videos, and sometimes he creates pixel art again. Whoa, you might check that out. I don't know. But follow at twitch.tv/RetroRewindPod or YouTube or Facebook. Just check us out. And again, you can find me, Paul J. Powers, at PaulJPowers.com.
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 That's right.
Anyway, now back to the notes. End mode done.
And my dog. Can you hear my dog?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Obey my dog.
He's so hot right now.
Thank you, Paul, so much for being an awesome friend, an awesome Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do just an awesome XO, an awesome friend and co-host. Really appreciate getting to never scratch that. I mean, it's okay doing this show with you sometimes, I guess. No, I really appreciate getting to do the Retro Rewind podcast with you, my friend.
And I am truly grateful for a guest coming on yet again to discuss The Karate Kid Part I. So we'll go alphabetically and start with Alex. Please tell us how we can find you online. Is there anything you'd like to promote?
Yeah, you can find us and our podcast on the Facebooks at the Peter Pan Syndrome Podcast Facebook group. That's where you can find us. Our show is, it mainly focuses on the lore of the movie in between the start time and the end time, and the trailers if we have the VHS handy.
Cool. And who is next to you?
Adriana, my wife. Oh, I messed it up. My wife.
The potato.
No.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter at PP Syndrome Pod or Tumblr at PP Syndrome Pod. I promise we're going to update it. And yeah, thank you so much for having us. It's been so much fun.
It's great.
Okay, we love having you, but I gotta ask, the PP syndrome, if I look that up, and is that gonna direct me to your podcast, or is it gonna take me somewhere I don't want to go?
I've never tried. We intentionally did that because I'm like, well, Twitter only allows so much characters in the name. And I'm like, what's the funniest way I can do this? And then PP Syndrome Pod was the obvious choice.
I mean, come on, obviously we laugh at duty jokes.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, very obvious.
Then.
Well, it was so great having you guys. So thank you so much for being on for Karate Kid 2 and the Cobra Kai's and Karate Kid 3. It's been a rad experience getting to have you guys on. So thank you so much.
Yeah, sure thing. Thank you.
We had a lot of fun.
Awesome. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you, Paul. But as much as you guys are awesome, you're not the awesomest. That is reserved for you. Yes, you listening right this second. Terry, Daniel, non-love interest girl, I forget your name. Whether this is your first time listening to the show or you're part of the Rewinder community, thanks for spending time with us, and we pray you're more joyful now than when you first hit play. I have been and continue to be Francisco Ruiz. Find me on Twitter at FXRetro_, or on Instagram at FXRUIZX, and you can DM me at either of those places for pixel art commissions.
And finally, we are honored to be part of the Christian Geek Central network at ChristianGeekCentral.com.
You can catch us at CGC or our website, but like a Pokemon, we gotta catch you all for Homeward Bound, The Journey Home, our next episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Wait, The Journey Home, is that Homeward Bound and 2? I thought it was Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey, the first one. Or is that another one?
Let me look.
Because there's 2 of them.
Homeward.
Either way, I gotta go jump into Thunder Road 2 and help review the Cobra Kai's. I'm gonna go review Cobra Kai Season 1 now with you guys. Looking forward to you. Seeing you soon. Again, you know how that works. Anyway.
It is the incredible journey, by the way, before you leave, Paul.
All right.
Hey, I like that! Oh, I like that, Johnny! I'm gonna use that!